Many CELPIP candidates struggle with the email task in CELPIP writing, not because they write badly, but because they're not ready for the topic. Here's the truth. Certain themes come up again and again on the test. If you know what these topics are, you can prepare relevant vocabulary and strong examples in advance. In this video, we'll check out the 10 most common email topics, and you'll get high-scoring vocabulary and grammar for each one. By the end, you'll understand what the CELPIP examiners are looking for and how to tackle each theme successfully. If you want to achieve the CELPIP score you need, check out our CELPIP courses. We'll guide you step by step on how to score high, so you'll feel confident on test day. Just click on the link in the description. And now, let's get started. Topic number 1 is the complaint email. This is one of the most frequently tested topics in CELPIP Writing Task 1. In this type of email, you need to write to a company or organization to describe a problem with a product, service, or experience and ask for a solution. The key here is balancing firmness with politeness, because you want to express dissatisfaction without sounding aggressive or rude. For vocabulary, learn words like unsatisfactory, disappointing, inconvenience, defective, and resolution. Instead of writing bad service, use more precise alternatives like inadequate service or substandard quality. Replace fix the problem with rectify the issue or address the concern. To showcase your grammar range, use perfect tenses to describe the situation. For instance, I have attempted to contact your customer service department 3 times without receiving a response. You can also demonstrate complex structures with result clauses like this. The product was so poorly constructed that it broke within the first week of use. Another effective technique is using the passive voice appropriately. For example, I was assured that the item would arrive within 5 business days. Make sure to structure your complaint logically by stating the problem clearly, providing specific details about what happened, and requesting a reasonable solution like a refund or replacement. Topic number 2 is the request for information email. In this type of email, you're asking for details about a course, job, event, or program you're interested in. The tone should be polite and professional because you're approaching someone for help or information. Essential vocabulary includes inquiry, clarification, availability, enrollment, eligibility, and registration. Instead of saying, I want to know, use more formal alternatives like, I would like to inquire about, or I am writing to request information regarding. Replace tell me about with provide details on or furnish information about. For grammar, use modal verbs to express politeness. For instance, could you please provide information about the course schedule? Would it be possible to receive a brochure outlining the program requirements? Demonstrate your range with conditional sentences like this. If the program is still accepting applications, I would be grateful to learn about the enrollment process. Remember to introduce yourself briefly at the beginning and thank the recipient for their time at the end. The next topic is the request for time off or schedule change. In this email, you're asking your boss, teacher, or organizer to change a date or give you time off while explaining your reason politely. The challenge here is being clear about what you need while showing respect for the other person's schedule and constraints. Key vocabulary includes reschedule, accommodate, unavailable, commitments, flexibility, and adjustment. Instead of writing, I can't come, use more professional alternatives like I am unable to attend or I have a scheduling conflict. Replace change the date with modify the arrangement or postpone the meeting. To showcase grammar proficiency, use conditional sentences to propose alternatives. For instance, if it would be convenient for you, I could meet on Thursday instead of Tuesday. Demonstrate complex structures with reason clauses like this. I am requesting time off because I have a family commitment that requires my immediate attention. You can also use future forms to discuss arrangements. I will ensure that all my responsibilities are completed before my absence. Another effective technique is using modal verbs to express possibility and politeness, such as, would it be possible to reschedule our appointment? Make sure to apologize for any inconvenience, explain your reason clearly, and offer solutions or alternatives to minimize disruption. Topic number 4 is the invitation email. In this type of email, you're inviting someone to an event, meeting, or celebration and providing all the important details like time, place, and reason. The tone should be warm and welcoming while remaining clear and informative. Essential vocabulary includes cordially, occasion, venue, attendance, festivities, and gathering. Instead of saying party, you might use more sophisticated alternatives like celebration or social event. Replace come to with attend or join us for. For grammar, use polite invitation structures. For instance, we would be delighted if you could join us for dinner on Saturday evening. Demonstrate your range with future tenses to describe the event. The celebration will take place at the community center and refreshments will be served throughout the evening. You can also use imperatives softened with please to give directions, such as please let me know by Friday whether you'll be able to attend. Another effective technique is using purpose clauses to explain the reason for the event. For example, we are organizing this gathering to celebrate our colleague's promotion. Additionally, try relative clauses to provide extra information. The venue, which is located downtown, offers ample parking for guests. If you want more high-scoring CELPIP vocabulary and templates, click the link below to check out our CELPIP courses. Our templates and vocabulary sheets can help you write faster, sound more natural, and impress the CELPIP examiners, so you can get the scores you need and achieve your immigration goals. Next up is the apology email. In this email, you're apologizing for missing an appointment, being late, or making a mistake, and explaining how you'll fix it. The key is demonstrating genuine regret while taking responsibility and offering a solution. Key vocabulary includes regrettable, oversight, sincere apologies, inconvenience, rectify, and circumstances. Instead of simply saying sorry, use more formal alternatives like I sincerely apologize or please accept my apologies. Replace my mistake with my error in judgment or this unfortunate oversight. To showcase grammar proficiency, use perfect tenses to describe what happened. For instance, I have missed our scheduled meeting this morning due to an unexpected emergency. Demonstrate complex structures with reason clauses like this. The delay occurred because my previous appointment ran longer than anticipated. You can also use conditional sentences to express regret. If I had realized the traffic would be so heavy, I would have left earlier. Another effective technique is using modal verbs to offer solutions. For example, I would like to reschedule at your earliest convenience. Make sure to acknowledge the impact of your mistake on the other person, explain briefly what happened, and propose concrete steps to prevent similar situations in the future. Topic number 6 is the recommendation request email. In this email, you're asking someone like a teacher, employer, or colleague to write a reference or recommendation for you. The tone should be respectful and appreciative because you're requesting a favor that requires time and effort. Essential vocabulary includes endorsement, reference, testimonial, qualifications, attributes, and candidacy. Instead of saying, write something good about me, use more professional alternatives like provide a favorable reference or speak to my qualifications. Replace help me get the job with support my application or strengthen my candidacy. For grammar, use polite request structures with modal verbs. For instance, I would be honored if you could write a letter of recommendation for my graduate school application. Demonstrate your range with perfect tenses to describe your relationship. I have worked under your supervision for the past 2 years and have greatly valued your mentorship. You can also use relative clauses to provide context. The position, which focuses on project management, aligns perfectly with the skills I developed while working with you. Remember to explain what the recommendation is for, provide relevant details or deadlines, and express genuine gratitude for their consideration. The next topic is the housing or apartment issue email. In this email, you're writing to your landlord or building manager about repairs, noise, or other living problems. The challenge is being clear about the issue while maintaining a respectful tenant-landlord relationship. Here's some crucial vocabulary: maintenance, premises, disruption, structural, inhabitable, and lease agreement. Instead of writing broken, use more precise alternatives like malfunctioning or defective. Replace loud noise with excessive noise levels or disruptive sounds. To showcase grammar proficiency, use present perfect tenses to describe ongoing problems. For instance, the heating system has been malfunctioning for the past week, making the apartment uncomfortably cold. Demonstrate complex structures with result clauses like this: the leak is so severe that water has damaged my personal belongings. You can also use passive voice to describe the situation objectively. The issue was reported to the maintenance office last Monday, but no action has been taken. Another effective technique is using conditional sentences to request action. For example, if the repair could be completed by the end of the week, it would prevent further damage to the property. Make sure to describe the problem specifically, explain how it affects you, and request a reasonable timeline for resolution. By the way, if you want this channel to keep going, write yes in the comments, click like and subscribe. We only make videos if we see that you enjoy watching them. Now, let's continue with 3 more topics you must know to write a high-scoring email in CELPIP writing. Topic number 8 is the feedback or suggestion email. In this email, you're giving your opinion about a service or organization and suggesting ways to improve it. The tone should be constructive rather than critical, because your goal is to help make things better, not to complain. Essential vocabulary includes enhancement, recommendation, observation, implementation, effectiveness, and optimize. Instead of saying bad idea, use more diplomatic alternatives like less effective approach or area for improvement. Replace you should with I would suggest or it might be beneficial to consider. For grammar, use modal verbs to soften suggestions. For instance, the organization could enhance customer satisfaction by extending service hours. Further, demonstrate your range with conditional sentences like this: if the website included a live chat feature, customers would be able to resolve issues more quickly. You can also use comparative structures to make recommendations. A more streamlined registration process would save time for both staff and participants. Another effective technique is using hedging language to present suggestions diplomatically. For example, it appears that the current system may benefit from some modifications. Remember to start with positive comments before offering suggestions. Provide specific examples to support your recommendations and frame suggestions as possibilities rather than demands. Next up is the travel or event cancellation email. In this email, you're explaining why you need to cancel or reschedule a trip, booking or reservation, and asking for a refund or new date. The key is being clear about your situation while remaining polite and understanding of cancellation policies. Here's essential vocabulary: unforeseen, circumstances, cancellation policy, reimbursement, postpone, and reservation. Instead of writing, "I can't go," use more formal alternatives like, "I am unable to proceed with my booking," or "I must cancel my reservation." Replace "give me my money back" with "request a refund" or "inquire about reimbursement options." To showcase grammar proficiency, use present perfect tenses to explain the situation. For instance, "An unexpected family emergency has arisen, requiring me to cancel my travel plans." Demonstrate complex structures with reason clauses like this: "I am requesting cancellation because my employer has scheduled a mandatory meeting during my planned vacation dates." You can also use conditional sentences to discuss alternatives. "If it would be possible to reschedule rather than cancel, I would prefer to move my booking to next month." Another effective technique is using modal verbs to make polite requests. For example, "Would it be possible to receive a full refund given these circumstances?" Make sure to explain your situation clearly and ask specifically about options for refunds or rebooking. Topic number 10 is the lost or found item email. In this email, you're reporting a lost or found item to a business or organization, describing the object and asking what to do next. Essential vocabulary includes misplaced, belongings, retrieve, identify, valuable, and possession. Instead of saying, "I lost my stuff," use more specific alternatives like, "I have misplaced my belongings," or "I left my possessions behind." Replace "find it" with "locate the item" or "recover the object." For grammar, use perfect tenses to describe when you lost or found the item. For instance, "I left my laptop at your conference center after yesterday's event." Demonstrate your range with relative clauses to describe the item. "The bag, which is navy blue with leather handles, contains important documents." You can also use modal verbs to express possibility. "The item may have been left near the registration desk." Another effective technique is using conditional sentences to discuss next steps. For example, "If the item has been found, I would be grateful to arrange a time to collect it." That's it! That's 10 topics you must know to write a high-scoring email in CELPIP Writing. I hope you liked this video. Don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon so you're notified when the next video comes out. Also, share this video with your friends so they can improve their CELPIP score too. See you in the next video!